Richardson, Kansas. Call Jiggy right now. 267-22-JIGGY.
He's realizing Jiggy Jaguar is better than me.
Is that right?
I'm totally serious about that, too.
Presenting Jiggy Jaguar.
That's right. Coast to coast and border to border on TuneIn, iTunes, Radio Loyalty, Stitcher, and the brand new Jiggy Jaguar app available in the App Store. JiggyJaguar.us. You can stream the show live, 24/7 replay, exclusive news and programming information, all available on our fantastic app. It is Jigman Freud with you today, and due to some circumstances beyond our control, we are pre-taping some segments of our world-famous Jiggy Jaguar radio program throughout the week. So when this airs, and obviously if you're watching us on video, you see that it's dark outside. So we usually do these during the day, and that's fine. But a little behind the curtain there. Last week on our broadcast, wow, we have a fun reaction to our video that we did where we challenged the XWE guys for their October 30th show. I got a series of messages from a few of the clowns over there. Out of respect for one of them, I will not mention him on the air because he is actually my friend, and I'm not going to mention him on the air. So we're not going to quote-unquote name drop him, but he knows who he is. However, not out of respect for the other one who claimed to be my friend at one point, we are going to talk about him in this segment here on our big program. Let me first of all backtrack here. The day before that we did our challenge, the XWE guys, I went down and chatted with a good friend of mine. I've known the guy for, I've known him for probably 5-6 years. He was back in the old Wellington wrestling days with Danimal and all of them. And John Mosier went down and chatted with Johnny Boy about all this. And John gave me some advice on some things, but he said overall, these wrestling guys, they take this stuff way too seriously. Well, let's talk about a guy who takes this way too seriously. Derek Ellis. Okay, Derek Ellis is the guy behind RWE, which is Revolution Wrestling Entertainment, I believe. And let me give you a little quick story on Derek. Derek, I'm not sure how RWE got started. I don't really care how it got started. But Derek and I got to be quote-unquote friends. We're not friends anymore, apparently, because he has new friends, or he has old friends that are new again. I don't know. Doesn't matter. So I got him a meeting after putting him over to a couple different business associates of mine who are on my board for Concerts for a Cause. And also, I do some, have booked some shows with and done some entertainment stuff with, and just, to help finance and help get his company going. Because RWE wasn't doing nothing but front yard wrestling shows, which, by the way, they don't like us talking about here. They were very successful, actually. By the way, I don't know why I'm not allowed to talk about them. They don't. They're embarrassed by him. But a couple of those front yard wrestling shows that they did drew more people than some of the local wrestling shows where they're held in armories. I'm not going to mention any names, but you know who I'm talking about. So, actually, the front yard wrestling stuff worked, but he doesn't like talking about it, and I'm not allowed to talk about it on the air, but I guess I'm allowed to talk about it now since he doesn't talk to me anymore, whatever. So he got a hold of me last week in a series of text messages, or Facebook messages. And he got a hold of me and was trying to be all mad and concerned. He was just angry. He was just an angry young man. And I went through the messages and I tried to talk to him and I tried to explain to him that this whole thing is just work. This is wrestling. This is just a work. This is not that big of a deal. Well, apparently he takes it very seriously. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Mr. Ellis. Well, here's the deal. Before we get started with all this, I completely understand where Derek is coming from on a lot of things. So before this thing gets off and running and we get off the train tracks and he unblocks me on Facebook to send me a bunch of capitalized nasty messages again that probably are not fluidly written so they look grammatically incorrect, that's fine, whatever. But here's the deal. I understand that one of the things that me and Derek have bonded on over the year, I guess, has been our love for professional wrestling. I think at one point, Derek, that's all he wanted to do, is be involved in the professional wrestling business. He probably realized years and years ago he didn't want to get in there and take the bumps and all that, and no. So he'd be a manager, he'd be a writer. The guy went to Full Sail University, which is where NXT is, got an education there. The guy's a smart guy. And I think at one point when he was with the XWE guys, I think they're all friends, and I think what happened is that whatever disagreement took place, they all got angry, and they ostracized him and some of the RWE guys. Well, now he's back with them. Everything's been squashed. He's back with his friends, and they're all playing wrestling, which is awesome. I think that's great. But what they don't understand is, first of all, I did a heck of a lot for these guys. As far as Derek is concerned, I got him a meeting with Adam Pena and Mike Clares, who don't take meetings with anybody. I put him over to him before the meeting, after the meeting, and during the meeting. And Mike Clares is one guy who's very hard to, I wouldn't say bullshit, but he's a guy that's got to take a lot of looks at stuff. And I helped get that going for him. And then on top of this, they got some stuff going where they had this show in Newton, Kansas. And I helped find him a ring announcer. I helped find him a video editor. I helped find him all this stuff. Now keep in mind, the video editor and the ring announcer and the camera crew did all this out of our own pocket. We weren't paid. Now we might have got some gas money, but that's about it. So I did all this once again because of the love for pro wrestling, wanted to see this succeed. Well, he got angry last week and sent me a nasty message about I'm sick and tired of you name dropping me. I love this part, when you don't anything to do with whatever it is you're trying to do. I don't know what that means. My response was, good Lord, do you realize this is all nonsense, bullshit, and work? Here's the thing. Derek Ellis, much like everybody else in XWE and in wrestling in Salina, Kansas, in general, they're all marks. Everybody that's in the professional wrestling business at some point or another is a mark, because if you're not a fan, you don't want anything to do with this business. So here's the deal. I don't really care what Derek thinks of me. And I, at one point, really respected the guy and really thought highly of him. But apparently doesn't think highly of me. Now, this should come as no shock to anyone in Salina, Kansas, where this video will be traded and promoted, and everyone's got to go watch it, because I've got the views to prove it. This is just another example of me helping someone out and then getting screwed. So, here's the deal. I want to wrap this up because we got to take a break. I have not an issue with Derek Ellis. I am glad that he has made amends with the XWE guys and he is back with his friends playing wrestling again. I think that's awesome. Because there are a lot of people that I have had fallings out with that I wish I could go back and get back in their good graces and play radio with again. Or go play in the gym again. Or go, I would love to do that. So I'm glad that he managed to get that done and make that work for him. So I think that's awesome. But here's the deal. As I've said many times before on the show and on social media, I try to have good relationships with everybody. And this whole stupid thing would have went away last week and the week before if it wouldn't be for the fact that all you clowns in Salina with this wrestling got so angry about the fact that I was talking about you guys. When Derek sent me the messages and he's like, well, they're not going to let you in the building. Like, I'm going to go to Salina and go to this show. Yeah, I'm gonna drive an hour and a half to go to Salina, dressed up in an outfit, to go hammer on a bunch of guys dressed up who were cosplaying as professional wrestlers. I'm not bothering with that. I knew they weren't going to let me in. But it was just the fact that you guys are all hyped up about it. It's like, calm down, guys. Just calm down. Calm down. So here's the deal. I wish Derek a lot of luck with XWE. Because the guy, from what I can tell, was just writing shows for RWE. He wasn't calling venues. He wasn't booking matches. He wasn't trying to get advertising going. He wasn't trying to do anything but write the show. So hopefully that's all they're having him do in XWE. And that's a shoot. So that is that. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more here on the world famous Jiggy Jaguar radio program. Coming up here in a few moments, we've got something. Who knows? And we got more